It's only waste if you waste it. There is currently enough energy in the stored nuclear waste in the US to power the entire country with clean energy for 100 years. In some countries like France, Japan and Russia, they already recycle their nuclear waste. But this is not a new technology. Using a fast or breeder reactor, we've been able to do this for decades. Very dedicated scientists at the Argonne National Laboratory were able to create a nuclear reactor that could use the nuclear waste as fuel. Nearly all the commercial operating nuclear power plants in the world have their roots in research that took place at Argonne. But tragically, the US does not recycle its nuclear waste. Interest in doing so declined around the 1960s when large amounts of uranium deposits had been found. Then in 1994, the US Congress shut down the nuclear programs at Argonne. The majority of the world's nuclear power plants are light water reactors, but any reactor design can be tweaked to become a breeder reactor. The reasons for doing this are fairly obvious. Japan cites reasons of energy security, conservation, and producing less waste. But there is another key reason for reprocessing spent fuel, and that is that reprocessing nuclear waste reduces the amount of time that it needs to be stored for. It reduces the waste radioactivity. We currently have to store spent fuel in storage casks for tens of thousands of years. Although this is perfectly fine, we can actually reduce this to only around 200 years. All methods of energy generation require mining, resources, and have a carbon footprint. Nuclear energy produces the least greenhouse gas emissions. It also has the smallest land footprint of all energy sources. We can also now bring down the mineral requirements, which would actually make nuclear the greenest, most environmentally friendly energy source available to humankind. Now, this is true for many countries around the world who have this valuable resource sitting, doing nothing in storage casks because people have been so afraid of the idea of its radioactivity, when ironically, if we're to reuse this spent fuel, the radioactivity will naturally come down to such small manageable levels. You would not have to worry about tens of thousands of years having to store this waste. It would come down to only around 200 years of storage. This is not waste. This is an extremely valuable clean energy resource. Or as I like to say,